Ladies, gentlemen, and every magnificent thing between and outside. This is the Envoy of Kairos, and back for some bonus content for Shadow Generations. So I've been playing off-camera a lot, and the fruits of that labor are, I have S-ranked everything except for the winged versions of all these stages and the unwinged versions of Radical Highway, so I'm going to go back and do that eventually. All the challenges, including the hard mode ones you unlock when in Doom mode like this, when everything's gone red. I've S-ranked all of them. I collected every gear key. And as you can see down at the bottom there, I've collected every chest. And I've now also collected all of these. I just need to turn in the last 5.
Excellent!
There you go, guys. Your rocket's complete.
Sorry, no.
Really? You guys are absolute fucking idiots.
Aww.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the doc should just keep you guys here, because you're definitely no use to him being that fucking stupid. Alright. Well, at least I got some pretty good music unlocked from that. That's something. And now there's only one thing here I haven't done. That little purple triangle there. That's the last challenge. Yeah, that's the last time trial challenge. But I need to collect rings first. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Let me just show you guys how good at this I've got.
All too easy.
Way too easy. Alright, here's that last time trial. Before activating it, I'm just gonna turn my wings on. And here we go. This one is nuts. But I've figured out plenty of shortcuts. Fuck that up, though. But good excuse to try out that first shortcut. Fly all the way over here. Okay, here's the tricky part. Making good time. Got it! And that was the only one I hadn't completed. Whew. I have now collected everything. And now, it's time to show you the most important thing I've collected. Gerald's journal. Would you look at that? All of this lore on who's quite possibly the most plot-critical man in the franchise. And it's all right here. Property of Gerald Robotnik. Commander, your request for tangible evidence of the Ark incident 50 years ago produced very little results. Your predecessor was quite thorough in erasing the cover-up operation. However, Professor Gerald Robotnik's personal diary managed to survive. Ironically, we have Dr. Eggman to thank for finding it at all. This journal was recovered during the investigation of Dr. Eggman's stronghold, following the latest incident with the Ark. Unfortunately, time and tragedy have not been kind to the journal. What you are holding now is all that remains of the original book. I'm afraid there's no way of recovering the missing pages, nor can I restore the damaged or redacted elements. It's a pity, as I would have very much liked to have greater insight into Gerald and Maria's lives too. Regards, T. That has to be an initial for another major gun agent that happened to recover this journal, but if they were looking forward to knowing more about Gerald and Maria, this might be a member of the archaeologist's side of his descendants. This might be hints of another upcoming member of the Robotnik family. That's interesting. Actually, that might be Maria's little sister she mentioned earlier. Entry 2. Wait, no, that's 42. I take great pride in my research and discoveries. Few men are labeled a genius in their own time, but nothing compares to my pride in my boys, blank and blank. Damn, both their names are redacted. They both graduated summa cum laude, and in record time no less. They'll have doctorates in no time. It seems my passions for archaeology and robotics are split between them, but I guess that's what makes them chips off the old block. I cannot wait to see what boons they bring to the world. Damn proud of his family. Entry 162. I can't believe how much time has passed. Feels like yesterday I was celebrating my boys becoming men, and now I'm a grandfather. Her name is blank. Must be Maria, most likely, though. And she is perfect in every way. She brings a smile to everyone's face, and everyone falls in love with her the moment they lay eyes on her. If nothing else, she is my legacy. Everything I do from this day forward, I do for her. Entry 170. I deciphered the engravings on an ancient ring I found on a previous dig in the blank, although Blank jungle. Probably Angel Island jungle. But no, the spacing of that redacted is... Huh. What jungle could he be talking about? Wait, no. Sonic Adventure. This was a landlocked jungle he was researching, and it directed him to Angel Island. So this was the jungle from Adventure 1. And calculated the location of a fabled flying paradise. I went alone to verify my findings and was rewarded with a spectacle of an angelic island. The land was vast, lush, and hosted a number of biomes in close proximity to each other. I believe I could see an entire floating city at one point. Most majestic of all was a shrine devoted to what appeared to be a massive... Well, that must be talking about the Master Emerald. Could this be the legendary, Master Emerald? I dared not approach or overstay my welcome. As much as I wanted to explore every inch of the island, I felt it was a sacred land. Just setting foot on its soil felt taboo. I don't know if any civilization remains. The land is vast, and my stay was brief. But the majesty of that emerald and shrine will stay with me for the rest of my life. There were definitely some echidnas left there, but I guess he managed to dodge them. I'm about to embark on the most ambitious project of my life. The Earth's first orbital space colony will be the 9th wonder of the world. It will be a place of science researching all manner of ways to improve our home below. Seeing as it is a vessel meant to preserve life in the harshness of space, I have christened it the Ark. It shall be a vessel to pass on the value of life and peace to the next generation. And while most of the megastructure will be hidden within the base planetoid, I may have gone a little self-indulgent in the design. Yeah, that's something you definitely passed on to your descendants. Also, I see that researcher pair next to you there. They happen to be related to the woman that was teased in the character artwork a while ago, don't they? The only real concern is the source of funding. While the United Federation supports us, most of the financing is from redacted, but obviously the Guardian Units of Nations, GUN. I have no illusions about what they'll want, but I'm building the Ark to preserve life, not end it. While I have my concerns, I'm a genius, so I'm sure I'll figure something out when the time comes. Entry 389. Life and work aboard the Ark has been exciting, for good and for ill. As a positive, we've acquired one of the legendary Chaos Emeralds for our research. They're said to hold unlimited power, and preliminary tests suggest some effect on space-time, bending reality to one's will. Imagine the possibilities. Sadly, GUN is doing just that, but in all the wrong ways. The desire for weapons research is becoming increasingly overt and decreasingly polite. I used my clout to get a direct line for the president to ask him to intervene. He said he would, but then asked me for something equally obscene. He wants me to discover a means of immortality. I aim to improve life, not pervert it. Everything gives way to entropy. The concept is laughable, as intangible as a shadow. I refused him outright. In retrospect, perhaps I could have been more diplomatic about it. I find myself on edge. Political pressures aside, I'm told GUN is sick. with no clear... Wait, no, I'm told Maria is sick with no clear diagnosis. I wish I could look into it myself, but I'm needed aboard the Ark. Hopefully this will pass, and she'll recover soon. She is too precious to be left to suffer. And then we have a redacted photo. And all-powerful blank held the power to bind a soul. Oh, I heard about this on Twitter. That's research. That's Ifrit from Sonic Rivals. The all-powerful Ifrit. The flame held the power to bind a soul. He could destroy the entire world. Entry 402. I have uncovered a most interesting specimen from the warehouse. It was first recovered by my son, who became quite the archaeologist. I believe it to be some sort of puppet or robot made by an ancient people. At first, I didn't think anything of it. But when I was experimenting on the blank Chaos Emerald, probably, it began to move. This suggests the possibility that even the ancient civilizations could harness the power of Chaos Emeralds. When I was researching various papers related to the Master Emerald and this robot, I discovered that there was a possibility that this robot was something incredible. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but this robot may be the cause of the destruction of the Fourth Great Civilization. I'm not sure I believe it just yet, though. 407. Most of it's burned. Part of that burn's covered up by a photo of Emerald. I'm no longer able to ignore the possibility that yada yada did in fact destroy the Fourth Civilization. I have discovered a stone tablet. According to the tablet, yada yada falls from the heavens, and is joined all that exists. Okay. I think I have an idea what this is hinting at. What would be falling from the heavens would be Sky Sanctuary. This is a prophecy about the clan of echidnas that lived on Sky Sanctuary. More evidence that they're going to be bringing back the Nocturne clan from Chronicles and making them canon. Entry 428. It has been a trying time, to say the least. Maria was diagnosed with neuroimmunodeficiency syndrome. There is no cure. Yet. I pulled some strings and had her brought aboard the Ark for treatment and assessment. The low-gravity environment should keep her symptoms manageable. Her family has been less than enthusiastic with my decision. Despite everything, she remains the most positive person in the room. Most of the staff here left their families back on the Earth. Ugh. Soon, I worried she'd feel lonely. Instead, she became the adoptive daughter of every researcher on the Ark. Moreover, she became like a big sister to little Abraham Tower. The Ark's happy little accidents over the past few years. So he was the child of two of the researchers there. The President keeps prompting me with his quest to unlock the mysteries of life. Perhaps with his funding and clout, I can find a way to cure Maria while chasing that shadow. Entry 515. Maria has dropped Wait, no, Gunn has dropped all pretenses and is demanding weapons research in exchange for continued funding. I promised the president I'd begin work on Project Shadow, but even he can't get them to back down. It appears I have a gun to my head on the matter. Years ago, I discovered records of an ancient god of destruction called Chaos. It was said to command the fury and force of the ocean, or something to that effect. I began developing a basic AI-driven apparatus that can generate cohesion in water and produce controlled shapes for basic actions. I've told the top brass these can turn any body of water into an autonomous weapon. Deep down, I'm hoping it can be used as easily deployed search and rescue units. Imagine a flood turned back on itself to aid those in the rubble. Genius concept. Bravo, Gerald. Entry 530. Research into Project Shadow is in full swing. First step has been learning how to siphon Chaos Emerald energy and apply it to living tissue. To that end, I've developed the Chaos Drives. Direct application seems too harsh. Any organism that could directly interface with an emerald would be fearsome indeed. The initial tests were promising, so we're now moving on to the next stage in trials. I will be using salamanders for their regenerative abilities and manageable size. I will begin applying Chaos Drives to the test subject and see how its vitals respond. And to keep Gunn from breathing down my neck, I'm supplying them with Chaos Drives as batteries for their mechanized division. I loathe powering engines of war, but sacrifices have to be made if I'm going to save Maria. I'll figure something out in the long run. I'm a genius, after all. And a photo of Maria with the salamander that would eventually become the Bio-Lizard. Entry 568. Project Shadow has reached an impasse. The subject exhibits accelerated cellular growth to the point it cannot support its own biological systems. I've developed an external life support system to compensate, but it will need to be upgraded and redesigned as the subject continues to grow. The way it thrashes and roars. It is uncontrollable. Furthermore, it's generating unexplained energetic reactions. Is this an expression of the Chaos Emerald's power? Can a living thing produce such energy? Can it be controlled? There are too many questions, and unfortunately the answers lie in this Bio-Lizard's life. I will keep it alive and as comfortable as I can until I have the answers I need. I found a region in the Ark that should be able to safely house it while we continue our experiments. I'm not sure what I will tell Maria. I do not want to lie to her, but I think the truth is too cruel. Entry 589. Maria is growing into a lovely young woman. It breaks my heart that someone as bright and energetic as her is diminished by disease. There are no visible effects, and I've caught my fellow researchers muttering to each other, awaiting her illness. It is infuriating. I find all my research and restraint vanished when she is slighted. And yet she remains an unending font of positivity. Even on her worst days, when the fear and pain take hold, she tells me she endures for the day when she can return home. She has total faith in me, and that Project Shadow will cure her. Her family back on Earth has no such faith, and it's been so long. Some of the researchers actually think she was born here. Her family either wants her better or wants her home. I can do neither. Somehow their scorn is harsher than the government, or the military is increasing pressure for more weapons research. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and I am a desperate man. The Black Comet returned to Earth on its 50-year orbit. I had no idea it actually harbored aliens. Aboard, it was huge redacted segment. Somehow, he knew about the Chaos Emeralds and seemed impressed with my work. He offered me a Faustian deal. I accepted. Using his DNA, I was able to overcome every hurdle Project Shadow had put before me. The small, sturdy biped I developed can perfectly interact with Chaos Emerald energy. Black Doom wanted me to craft a herald for his future invasion. Gunn wants Project Shadow to generate undying soldiers for them. I will play them both for fools. Entry 620. When I launched Project Shadow, initially I named it with scorn and mockery. I was trying to grab hold of an intangible goal. Later, it sounded appropriately villainous, as I was toying with the fundamentals of life itself. Then Maria looked upon the unfinished specimen and put things into a whole new perspective. A shadow tells you which way to go to find the light. In an instant, she cut through all my pessimism and doubt and filled me with hope. Shadow, as she's come to call him, will not be some dark creature, but a champion of life and hope. I would not have seen that if not for Maria. She is truly a remarkable person. Who will do great and wondrous things for the world. I must rescue her, no matter the cost. Entry 633. I now understand why this being was named Gizoid. In the ancient tongue, it means everything. According to the stone tablet, if the Gizoid establishes a link with someone, the Gizoid will swear loyalty to that person. Perhaps it still lacks Chaos Emerald energy, but has been saying the word link to me in broken tones. It went on to explain, "Show me your true strength, and I shall obey. I am all things, and all shall belong to me." So, as it suggested, I brought before it my collection of model guns and fired them all. Then suddenly it said, "I shall follow your every command and never leave your side." And since then it refuses to listen to anyone but me. While it still is a fearsome weapon of destruction, while it remains under my control, at least it won't be used for evil. However, if someone with evil intentions ever forms a link with the Gizoid, I don't even want to think about what will happen. I must research how one can re-establish a link with the Gizoid. Entry 640. The upper echelon is going crazy. Perhaps they aim to freeze Project Shadow. Soon, the ultimate life form, Shadow, will be completed. The application to my granddaughter is also imminent. I cannot just let them stop my study at this point, because I'm the only one who can save my granddaughter's life. Entry 642. The higher-ups are threatening to shut down this research facility. I had no choice but to hand them the Gizoid to buy more time for my research. I tried to be careful and commanded it to never absorb any dangerous technologies. However, I have heard the other researchers have been making the Gizoid absorb weapons. Apparently, the way to cause the Gizoid to form a new link is to show it power that surpasses that of its former master. While this poses immense danger, I cannot risk losing Maria. Entry 650. The top brass still aren't satisfied. The Gizoid isn't big enough, or fleshy enough for them, or flashy enough for them. Fine. I've developed a weapon called the Eclipse Cannon. It taps directly into the Ark's central reactor to produce an unethical degree of firepower. They'll love it. However, to use it on any target on Earth would destroy the world. They'll never be able to fire it. Checkmate. It will, however, be the perfect tool for dealing with the Black Comet when they return. Eclipse means shadow. This is Shadow's cannon. My gift to him in a battle he never asked for. I'm so sorry. Well, he certainly used it for the right purposes, eventually. Maria doesn't know the full scope of what Shadow has been designed for, but she understands he will be under tremendous strain. She's helped me conceptualize a number of accessories that will help focus his power and aid his mobility. I'm also researching chaos control to see if I can gain an understanding of it before Shadow awakens. The power to stop time and space is incredible, and I don't want him to have to try to learn its intricacies on his own. So that's why those time-stopping dials existed all over the Ark. Deep down, I know this progress is superficial, tangential at best. Larger issues remain. Gunn, the President, the Black Arms, my family. I've gleaned there's a huge rift growing between my sons. My love for them shouldn't be a divisible issue. I'm running out of time. Well, it looks like Maria was the one who designed Shadow's shoes. She's definitely got good taste. It has been a whirlwind of events as of late. Project Shadow is complete, and Shadow has awakened. I pre-programmed a great deal of data into his mind, but his ability to parse it out and apply it to his situation is remarkable. All of his vitals are strong, and seem to be no signs of instability or mutation. He stands in stark contrast to the monster we have sealed below the deck. But all success of physical and mental prowess comes second to his relationship to Maria. I have hoped they'd get along, but it's better than that. It's far better than that. She is his guide to the world, and he is her stalwart companion. Never have I seen such instant, matured friendship and trust between two beings. I am truly moved. They remind me why I've been working so hard. They bring me hope. Back on Earth, can't read what that is scratched out. Oh, back on Earth, Maria's parents have been blessed with another little girl. They've already run tests, and she has none of the genetic markers linked to Maria's condition. While this was welcome news, the unspoken commentary was received loud and clear. I must save Maria. I must get my family back. Shadow, you are the key to it all. Damn, reading some of his cursive is really difficult. Entry 670, or 706. He seems to be losing his mind and losing track of time here. My worst fears have come true. The Gizoid has absorbed enough weapons and technology that it has started to go out of control. The resulting rampage resulted in the destruction of most of the Ark. I have deciphered the next stone tablet. It says, when the Gizoid has learned all that it would, it became a god of wrath, and all was destroyed. The researchers somehow managed to subdue the Gizoid and sealed it away. Luckily, it only held one Chaos Emerald installed. If it were to have all 7 emeralds installed, it might destroy the whole planet. Gizoid is too much of a liability. I tried destroying its core, but nothing I did worked. I understand too little of the technology that built him. My best hope is to try and reprogram its AI into a free-willed, emotions-based AI. Entry blank. I've lost track of the days. Not very scientific of me. I'm strained. Something has to... it's getting too smudged. Tear marks, smudged words. All of his entries are getting panicked. Gizoid's rampage. Caused the artificial chaos to behave erratically. Regained network control by initiating the polarity of... they became violent, raced across the arc, Shadow raced across the arc, pacifying them quite expertly, but the damage is done. An SOS was sent to gun automatically. I dread the litigious reprimanding I'll have to endure next. It's gonna be a lot worse than that, Gerald. And this is when it starts to really break down. These are the entries when he's imprisoned. I can't even read most of this. If all powers are not what is to be obtained for oneself, but what is to be born from the hearts that yearn for somewhere, or for someone, I believe all... What is that word? I believe all something should cease to exist. Please, if there is anyone, bring hope to humanity. Yeah, a lot of this is completely illegible. You can see ultimate life form at the top on the second page there. There's some calculations. I thought it would be... the military guards landed and the colony... landed on the colony this day. Sent out to destroy research project. I wonder what that binary translates to. I might have to look that up, but then again, there's so many missing numbers. Okay, so all of that was written in a panic when they were in the middle of being attacked. And then the last text page. I found Maria's name among those who died when the Ark was shut down. She meant everything to me, and I couldn't bear the thought that she died because of my research. I lost everything. I had nothing to live for. I went insane. All I could think about was to avenge her somehow, some way. I got scared, as I was no longer able to control my thoughts. All I could think about was that I wanted it all to end. Based on my original projections, I was able to complete my project, Shadow. I designed its mind to be perfect, pure. I will leave everything to him. If you wish, release and awaken it to the world. If you wish to fill the world with destruction. And stick her on the back property of the Eggman Empire, because he stole it from them. That took a while to read through, because a lot of it was completely illegible. Gerald does not have very neat handwriting. Then again, a lot of intellectual people do not. That's why nobody can read doctor's notes. Well, that's the last of the content for Shadow Generations. I'll be seeing you guys next week when I get into Sonic's half of the game, and I'll be compacting that down into highlight reels. Thanks for watching, guys. I've got a lot to think about after reading Gerald's notes. I get the feeling we're going to learn a lot more about his family in the next game. And I think there's going to be some pretty disastrous fallout from it all. Thanks for watching, guys.